Hey, welcome. So, we've all been there, right? You say one thing, somebody else hears something totally different, and you're just left standing there thinking, how did that happen? Well, today, we're going to build a mental model I like to call the communication stack. It's going to help us get to the bottom of why our signal gets lost, and more importantly, how we can make sure we are heard loud and clear. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things we deal with. That feeling that you're speaking a completely different language, sometimes with the people you know best. The good news is there's actually a system behind all our communication. And once you can see it, you can start to fix the bugs. So let's start from the ground up. All right, so first up, we've got to understand the basic mechanics of it all. Just think of this as the physical hardware of communication. It doesn't matter if a message is being beamed from a satellite or just whispered across a dinner table, it follows the exact same fundamental path. So every single message follows this chain. An idea gets encoded, it's sent through some kind of channel, and then it's decoded on the other end. But here's the thing. This chain is only as strong as its weakest link. A breakdown anywhere along this path, whether it's a poorly chosen word or, a listener who's totally distracted, it corrupts the entire message. So what is it that weakens those links? Well, it's one word: noise. In engineering, noise is pretty straightforward. It's the static on a phone line, or a weak Wi-Fi signal that keeps fading in and out. That's called attenuation, by the way. But in a human conversation, noise is, well, it's anything that messes with your original idea before the other person truly gets it. Okay, so if that's the hardware, what's actually running on it? Let's call it our human operating system. This is how we package our ideas into signals that other people can hopefully understand. And it's a combination of what we say and, this is crucial, how we say it. A simple way to think about it is that your words are the data, but your nonverbals, your tone of voice, your posture, your facial expressions, that's all the packaging. And here's the catch. We often react way more strongly to the packaging than we do to the actual data inside. And that's where things can get, well, messy. And this brings us to what is basically the ultimate communication glitch, the mixed message. This is exactly what happens when your body language is screaming one thing, but your mouth is saying something completely different. Like, imagine telling your friend you had so much fun last night, but with a totally deadpan look on your face. The signals just don't match up. Researchers have this fantastic term for this phenomenon. They call it nonverbal leakage. It's kind of like a poker player's tell. You might be trying your best to hide a really strong emotion like anger or maybe nervousness, but your true feelings, they leak out through your gestures, your tone, or these tiny little micro-expressions. It is the perfect human equivalent of signal distortion. So how hard is it to actually hide what we're feeling? Well, in deception studies, a staggering 98% of people showed nonverbal leakage when they were trying to hide a charged emotion. 98%. We all like to think we have a pretty good poker face, but our true signal almost always finds a way to get out. Okay, so we've got our hardware and our operating system. Let's move up to the next layer in the stack, our own personal user interface. This is basically our default behavioral style. It's the lens that we use to send and receive every single message every single day. Our default style really boils down to a balance of respect. If you're aggressive, you're putting self-respect way above respect for others. If you're passive, you're doing the exact opposite. But the goal, the sweet spot, is assertiveness. It's the only style that's built on a foundation of high respect for both yourself and the person you're talking to. And this is so crucial. Being assertive isn't about being pushy or aggressive. It's about being honest and clear and confident in what you think and feel, while at the same time listening to and respecting what the other person thinks and feels. It is the absolute optimal setting for creating a clean, uncorrupted signal. So now that our stack is fully built, you've got the hardware, the OS, and the UI, we can finally install some incredibly powerful applications to handle specific situations. So let's look at two killer apps you can start using right away. One for building connection and one for finding resolution. To build a real connection, you have to shift from asking for answers to asking for stories. Simple, open-ended questions are what invite people to share their experiences, not just spit out facts. And then, once you've asked your question, embrace the silence. Seriously, just giving someone the space to think is one of the most powerful ways to show you're actually truly listening. And for resolving conflict, this process right here completely changes the goal. You stop trying to win an argument, and you start trying to find a shared solution.
It's all about preparing, making the other person feel safe, and then exploring each other's stories, not just debating over the facts. The real key is to stop assigning blame for what happened in the past and start collaborating on what you can build in the future.
So let's put this all together, shall we? From that basic signal chain all the way up to our deepest emotional wiring, our communication is this complex, layered system. It's not just one thing going wrong. It's a whole stack of interconnected parts that have to work together. And that is the key takeaway. If you want to stop your message from getting lost in translation, you can't just focus on finding the perfect words. You have to think about the entire stack. Is your channel clear of noise? Is your body language actually matching what you're saying? Is your communication style assertive and respectful? Are you using the right tools for the job? So the next time you open your mouth to speak, just remember, your entire communication stack is live. It's broadcasting a signal in real time. And the only question left is, are you sending the message you truly intend to send?